Yay! I think it's gonna let me do it. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Talks with Ro. How are you? Look, my book all on the floor. I got plenty notes because I wanted to tackle self-love today, right? Oh my goodness. Okay. Stuff just slid off my seat. I had to go and get my morning drink. I apologize for being late this morning. I had other plans, but it didn't work out like that. So I'm just glad to be in the spot, awake, alive, well, with my presence of mind, peace of mind. I have energy about me. Maybe this is what I needed the energy for. I'm like, gosh, I gotta hurry up and get to where I need to go, right? But it's given me like a surge of energy. We can use the things that are happening in our lives for our good. When we get that surge of adrenaline, it's like, all right, maybe that's, hi, maybe that's exactly, thank you. Maybe that's exactly what I needed. Good morning, Leslie. Good morning, Shanika. Good morning, Lance. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the spot. It is Morning Talks with Ro. Did you get your morning drink? I had to go and get my morning drink. I had to go and pull myself together. Today is going to be a special talk. This was a request from somebody on Instagram. So if ever any of you have a request for what kind of talk you want to have this morning, let me know, because that will be my inspiration. I can go and do some research on it, put together some things I'd like to share with you about the subject matter. And of course, we're going to always do a Morning Talks with Ro style. We're going to stretch in perspective together. Everybody contributes to the conversation here. Everybody contributes to our growth, right? Everybody contributes to our healing. I was listening to some jazz on the radio. What up? Thank you, Naliji. Girl, I had like a pseudo bad hair day, if that's what you want to call it. And I was like, give me my cap. Where's my cap? Let me put my cap on and holler back at your girl. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the conversation. Today we are talking about self-love. And if any of you want to throw in your ideas surrounding how you love on yourself and what self-love means to you, go ahead and throw it in the chat. And let's see what comes up and out. I have about 7 things that I'd like to share with you today. I wonder if we're going to get through all 7, because sometimes when I come with my plans, y'all come in and the conversation ends up stretching and becoming whatever it is intended to be. It needs to be for the day. So welcome to the conversation, everybody who just joined. This is Morning Talks with Ro, and it's a pleasure to have you be a part of the conversation. So to start this thing off, I would love for everybody in the chat to share with me. Hey, Ernst, much love to you too. Thank you. Share with me, ooh, come on, speak on it, Leslie. What self-love means to you. What aspect of self-love would you like to contribute to the conversation today? Timberly says, I take myself on self-dates. Love it. Where do you take yourself when you go on your self-dates? Because if that's the case, I'll be dating myself all the time. Low base says it's 55 degrees here in, negative 55. I didn't know you were in Chicago. Oh, honey, let me just tell you how much I prayed for y'all this morning. I've been thinking about the homeless people in Chicago like nobody's business. I just feel like, oh my God, I don't know what we can do for the people who are going to have to brave the cold in Chicago. Is it the coldest in our history? Low base. I was wondering if we hit it. I heard the last time we did it, it was in 1985, and I was of course there, which is why I don't miss the winters. But did we beat the record today? Hey D, did they top the record for the cold? Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. Negative 55. What's the high? Is it -9? What's the high today? Cray, right? Oh my gosh. Welcome to the conversation, everybody. This is Morning Talks with Ro. Today we takes herself on self dates. I want to know what that looks like here. Oh my goodness, you said it's negative 35 in Columbus. Oh, y'all are getting an Arctic blast in the Midwest. Wow. Oh, that wind chill too. That wind chill factor is so gangsta in Chicago. So oh my goodness, I'm sending warm thoughts to everybody in the Midwest, and of course in my hometown, Chicago. Hey, Tiffany, she said negative Celsius, oh my goodness, in Canada. Hey, lady. Aloha, Beverly. What up? Dawn says self-love equals exercise. Yes, taking care of your body is definitely self-love. Let me see some of the other things that are coming in now. You guys are talking. I love it. Love it. You know I love it. All right. Chalet says self-love is doing and surrounding myself around things and people who feel good to my spirit. I do meditation and been studying my chakras and energy. Bless up. I follow my passions, take bubble baths. Come on, Queen, speak. And read and listen to soft music. I love myself. I love it. How many of you told yourself that you love yourself today? Do you ever say you love yourself? Lance says self-love is being able to appreciate your value and conducting yourself accordingly. Bless up. That value can speak to so many things. Boundaries, what you allow yourself to do or not do, disciplines, right? We're going to get into all of that. Leslie says, I love on my black sisters because the world, media, and society does not. Our hair, various shades of brown, our various shapes, etc. Bless up. Thank you, Leslie. We know we need it. We know we need it. Keeping us lifted up, keeping us encouraged, keeping us knowing that we are so valuable, knowing that we're so beautiful innately, and of course, all the beautiful features that we've been endowed with, right? Kevin says it's cold back here in the Chi, so warm up. Man, I heard about it, Kevin. Lobe says this is the second coldest in our history. Okay, so it didn't beat it. Goodness gracious, because I remember those cold winters and we still had to go to school in the craziest weather. So when I hear some schools shutting down while it's cold now, I'd be like, we were walking to school in blizzards back in the day. They ain't shut down for nothing. Okay. Timberly says, I go to the beach, parks, the movies, out to eat, shopping, etc. It allows me to bond with myself because I can't love myself. If I can't love myself, how can I allow someone else to love me? Beautiful. Beautiful. Absolutely. Miss Lady, what up? She said, yes, ma'am, it's cold here. Oh, I heard about it. Ernst says, self-love is putting the oxygen mask on yourself first. Come on, sir. And meaning self-care, eating well, hydrating, exercising, deep rest. Bless up. Y'all are throwing amazing things in the chat today. Hey, Rel, share some of the warmth. Man, if I could, I would. Trust me. Trust me. D. King says self-love is maintaining standards that are beneficial to one's health and overall aura. Bless up. Okay. Y'all are just killing it with the self-love. I love that. Oh, good, Beverly. I see you said you love yourself. Loving yourself and others. Bless up. Tiffany says self-love equals being kind, gentle, and patient with oneself while pursuing growth and excellence, not perfection. Come on. That's a beautiful encapsulated statement. Check that out. Lance says, do you think self-love means you have to be pro-black? Wow, great question. Chi-Town built. Christine, does anybody want to chime in on answering Lance's question? Leslie, you're in here and you are definitely loving on our black sisters today, as you said. Is there something you would like to say in response to his question? Does self-love mean you have to be pro-black? Very good question. Tiffany says, my nephews have had so many snowy days and cold days off school in Chicago. I just got back from being out there for 2 months and I just kept shaking my head. I know, girl. And this has been a mild winter, right? It hasn't like been brutal like years past. Naliji says self-love is being good to yourself, treating yourself like gold, appreciate your worth, not putting toxics and poisons in your body, and pampering yourself. Come on, y'all, speak this morning. Come on. Shout out to self-love. So let me share number one on my list, and then we're going to double back once I start getting answers to some people's feedback about Lance's question as well. First one is, I said being mindful. Let me put this in front of me because I took some notes for us. Honoring yourself and what you truly desire for your happiness, your peace of mind, your personal power. It's very close to almost setting boundaries, but that's almost a separate thought in itself too. But being mindful of what you choose to enjoy in your own life. Some people don't honor what they like to do in life. They do it because they think it's what's socially acceptable. They may do something because they think it's socially acceptable. I mean, even coming down to things like getting married at a certain age, right? feeling like, the societal pressures of doing things by a certain age. And so you make choices that are outside of your pleasure zone. You make choices that are outside of your real desires for what brings you real joy and happiness and keeps you in your authenticity, your authentic self. A lot of us have made decisions based on things outside of ourselves. And so you don't make it from a space of power. You know what I mean? Self-assuredness. And then you end up making more choices from that space that's been out of alignment with your authenticity. And you're not able to experience real self-love. What do you think about that thought? Like being mindful of what you actually want. And do you even know what that is anymore? Because you've been living for other people, possibly. Other people's approval. Other people's way of thinking that you're supposed to do life. Other people's way of thinking that you're supposed to adult. Can't that get in the way of your own personal self-love? And self-love in this instance being mindful of what you actually desire, that will bring you joy and that will keep you in your authentic power space. How many of you out there or in this chat right now don't make decisions from what you actually desire to do with your life? You're afraid to actually act on the things that would bring you real joy, that would make you feel like you are making choices from your authentic self, what you actually like in life. You'd be surprised how many people are not living out their actual joys or desires. They're living for other people, society's pressures, and other people's approval. What are y'all saying? Okay. Self-love, coming back to LA on Friday. This is too much, missing my Cali sunshine. I feel you, low bass. Treating yourself like platinum. Hey, D, you can't love someone until you love yourself. All right, James. Timberly says, in response to Lance, you must be pro-people, not necessarily pro-black. But at the same time, you must love what you are in order to love who you are, no matter what your race is. Come on, dissect that and jump all the way in it. Let's deep dive. Thank you for that, Timberly. D. King says, maintain a comfort zone, not letting others disturb it. All right now. Lance says, I'm curious to see if because I'm black and love myself, does that mean I have to love those that look like me? I don't think so, but I'm curious to see what others think. Well, what does love mean to you, Lance? That's a good question to start with. What does love mean to you? And why do you feel like, what does that mean? What does love mean to you? Let's answer that question first. James says, boy, do I know the name of that. Okay. Shanika says, I think self-love is loving on your black people as well. Because again, I am black. I love everyone and communicate with every race. I love all people. Bless up. You can love everybody. And you can love yourself. And you can honor yourself. All right. Christine says, no, but I try to uplift my people a lot because of society's views and portrayal of us, especially in the media. Love all people, but concentrating on our lost generations that need to be taught. Come on. We are kings and queens. Come on, y'all. Yes, I love some of these answers coming out. I agree with a lot of the things that have been shared as it pertains to self-love and being pro-black. I think that part of that, and Christine really kind of touched on it, reaching back into what our history has been, the portrayal of us and how that has manifested itself in recent times, and how it is very necessary for us to get into a space of allowance and growth and love for each other so that we can continue to evolve, not only for ourselves, but evolve the consciousness surrounding who we are, what the thoughts are about who we are. You know what I'm saying? So we do need a lot of self-love. Let's see. Naliji says, right? Everybody's getting it in. Love never fails. Lance, why would you have a problem loving people that look like you? Bless up for that question too. Like, why does that pose an issue for you to love on people that look like you? Is this something you're trying to get okay with within yourself because you have an aversion to your own people? What is that? Maurice Mack says, I don't love myself enough, I guess, because of the wrong that I do. God's still working on me. Bless up, you're a work in progress, aren't we all? And the fact that you can say it out loud. Now, are you willing to atone for the things? Are you willing to shift in the behavior that you feel is not self-loving, so that you can see a shift in what you're experiencing in this life? Is that something that you desire? Is that something? What Coach just said. Bless up, Christine Brown. Thank you for chiming in with that. Right? Gosh, I love how our conversations just stretch, right? Welcome to the conversation, everybody. This is Morning Talks with Ro. We are talking about self-love today, and already so many aspects of what self-love could mean is being expressed in this chat. D. King says 4 inches here and snowing. Yes, bless up to James Ingram passing. That was surprising for me to hear. Very surprising. I didn't know that he was battling with or being challenged with brain cancer. Wow. Hey, Jay, welcome to the conversation, dear. Welcome. The second thing I'd like to share about an aspect of self-love, acting on, I love the way that this was expressed. Let's stretch in this together today. Acting on what you need rather than what you want. Now, for me, that equated to discipline. Because sometimes we need things over what we want. I mean, that pertains to even romantic relationships, possibly sometimes, right? Making sure that the things that you need for your balance and the complement and whoever you're with is there, as opposed to some of the things that you may feel you want, because some of the things you want may not be what you need for your soul's growth, your spiritual expansion, just who you are, and maybe what your balance is right now on this planet. What you need may be more necessary, right, than what you want. There's some things we want that aren't even necessarily good for us. So acting on what you need as opposed to what you want. This speaks to discipline. And I heard a video, I want to say last year, expressed by Will Smith that says discipline equals self-love. And I totally agree. Because that is us doing what we need to do so that we can see the results we want to see. That's us doing, we may need to remove ourselves from situations that we want to be in, but it's not what we need for our growth. It's not what we need in order to actualize our dreams. It's not what we need in order to come into a space of more self-love, more self-honor, more self-preservation. Right? Ooh, are y'all talking? Y'all listening, right? That's a good one. Acting on what you need as opposed to what you want, because discipline is our ally. Doing what you need to do so that you can see the results you want to see. Ooh, they work together. They can. That is an aspect of self-love. There are things I talk about when I say, did you win the morning? Sometimes that's the hardest thing for us to do, to get up and do the things that we say we want to be disciplined about in order to steer our direction, all right? Steer our direction in a way that benefits us. A lot of us don't do it. You do what you want to do first. You roll over and pick up that smartphone first. You roll over and start answering those emails. You roll over and start tapping into other people's thoughts and agendas first. That's what you wanted to do, but that's not what you need to do. If you want to see other results for your life, if you're looking for certain returns, you may need to do something different. You may need to meditate first. You may need to say your prayer or visualize, come into your own personal vision of success first before you tap into the world's vision. You may need to let an hour go by before you touch any electronic device so that you have the opportunity to steer your day in the direction that's going to bring you the best returns for your joy, your peace of mind, your mental fortitude and toughness. But are you waking up and doing what you want to do first? I needed to get up and do my morning routine today. That's what kind of had me a little later, because I woke up a little later than I wanted to wake up. And I was like, but I gotta do my morning routine. And sometimes that whoops my tail to do my morning routine, because my brain is like, oh, but I want to go check this. Oh, I put this, I asked this person this question last night. I want to get the answer right now. I was like, no. You need to give your time stillness first. You need to give your time to your own vision of success first, bro. You need to give your time to God first. You need to give your time to gratitude first, bro. So as difficult as it is to do this, as much as that other stuff that you want to know, you want to get the answer to, you want to see if that thing progressed first. Nope. Matter of fact, I think that's going to be doubly blessed because I did my disciplines first. Ooh, come on, y'all. Let's talk about it. Self-love today. What are y'all saying? All right. Bless up. Welcome to the conversation, Rob. Oh my goodness, y'all been talking. I'm gonna miss some of these. Okay. Let's see. Speak it into existence. Speak, Christine. Lisa, you said, what did you say here? Self-love to me means it's really okay to not give everything in me to others. Ooh. Love others, love on others, but love myself first and foremost by knowing my limits of what I can and should give to others before I can even give to myself. Thank you for expressing yourself this morning. Thank you, Rob. Shanika says, so here's an example. As much as I want to play video games, I don't play them. Instead, I focus on getting better at my music and building my brand better. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. It may be something you want to do, but is that what you need to do in order to get the results that you say you want to see in your life? Self-love does equal discipline. Yes, you could go binge watch that show that you've been wanting to watch forever, but you said you want this dream over here. Now, the 3 hours you just gave to watching somebody else play out their dream, you could have been working on your own. So is binge watching that show what you need to do or what you want to do? What do you need to do? Come on, discipline is your ally. I know we've associated discipline with negative stimuli probably from the past, because when we got discipline, we were in trouble a lot of the times. It wasn't really speaking to keeping order in your life per se all the time. It may have come behind a whooping, depending on your family. It may have come behind time out, depending on your family. It may have come behind getting berated with words, depending on who was your guardian or raising you or where you come from. So discipline may have been associated with a negative stimuli, and you don't realize that as an adult, we can shift our relationship with that word. And discipline becomes your ally, your friend, a necessary component to your success, a necessary component to actually living the life you want to live, a necessary component to self-love. Let's see what we're saying. Power in words. Bless up. Lobe says, what we all need and want is for Rhona to have her own motivational talk show on a network TV. We love your walk, talk, and inspiration. It empowers our soul. Thank you, Lobe. I love how you speak that into existence for me. Thank you. What Roz say? I didn't see what Roz had to say. Hey, Roz. Lisa says, definitely not doing what I want to. On autopilot. Doing what I need to do. Hello. David says, watching from Denver, Colorado. Welcome to the conversation, dear. All right, James, have a wonderful day today. Gratitude first. Come on, Christine. Tiffany says, my morning routine is so important. Prayer, gratitude, journaling, visualization. I do not grab my phone for at least a half an hour, if an hour after I wake up. Come on, Tiffany, speak on what's real. When you're going after that thing, when you're going after those things, waking up or just period doing what we need to do has to trump what we want to do sometimes. And sometimes if you're really looking for a ship, it's got to trump what you want to do all the time until you get into a space where you can incorporate those wants back in again. There was a time when I had siphoned myself off and I was what I consider cocooning. I was like, I guess I'm gonna treat this like I'm going away to college right now. You know, two years I was like in a study tank. And I was doing what I needed to do to break some strongholds. I was doing what I needed to. I was fasting. I was getting over a love relationship. I was healing my heart. I was healing my mindset. I was taking responsibility for myself. I went in. I did what I needed to do. People were trying to kick it with me. You know, I was like, not right now. I'm not in that phase of my life right now. And lo and behold, right now I've shifted in the space that I'm in today, 2019. I'm in a different space. There was a time I was in straight up sacrifice. Now I'm like, all right, I'm being social again. All right, I'm honoring my shift. Morning talks with Roy at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. It's at like more around 10:30, 11 o'clock now. Shift. I need more sleep. I was getting like 4 hours, 5 hours on average, sometimes less because I was going hard in the paint. Now I'm like, nope, need my rest. I'm in a like 6 or 7 hour, gotta get it shift. I'm honoring the shift. But sometimes we gotta do what we need to do to get to the shift. Ooh, come on, y'all. Shanika says, I have been waking up every morning in gratitude as well, doing my affirmations daily. These are PPU alumni, y'all. Bless up, Personal Power University. Miss Lady says it's serious with this discipline thing. Come on, man. D. King says this is the Most High first. Yes, check in with the Most High. Discipline. Rob says home training plays a big part of it. Bless up. Christine Brown says sacrifice is somewhere with the discipline. Yes, ma'am. Lisa says thanks. I needed this today. Bless up, Soror. Christine says work hard, play harder. Hey, now. It's Miss Lady says it's a lot to balance personal business and family. One lacks at some point. Let's speak about that. Balance can be different depending on where you are in your life sometimes. People be like, well, wish you don't have good work-life balance. I'm like, it depends on where you are in your life. It depends on what you're going for. And it kind of speaks to what I was just talking about before. Like, I was in a space where somebody would have been like, you need to get some sleep every time you're up. I'm like, yes, I am. Right now, I need to be. I was like on 14, 16-hour days at one point. I was like, oh my God. But I refused to drop the ball on my dream. I had to go get me a regular job working with my buddy. I learned so much from that experience. I knew when I was going through that, I was like, this is blessing me. Even though this is a scary time, it's stressing me out. This is blessing me right now. There's something in this I need for where I'm going. And so even though I had to go there and I kept increasing in responsibility, because guess what? While I was doing that, I was in my winter and I didn't waste it. I was reading, I was studying, and I was applying what I was taking in. And so I was getting raises. I was increasing in responsibility at work. I became more valuable to the marketplace, understandably so. And so then my hours were increasing. Excuse me. And then I still refused to drop the ball on my dream. I would go home and finish writing the book I was writing. I would go home and finish developing, writing my blog so I could stay on top of my stuff. I would go home and study for 2 hours or an hour. Wash and repeat. Now, you can't keep up that pace for too long because you don't want to burn out, right? But you got to do it with purpose and have a goal in sight. And then if you need to shift again because you're overworking yourself, shift, honor it. But when you got to go hard in the paint, go hard. Make it purposeful. And now I get to enjoy my shift right now. And I'm still going hard because I know there's more. There's more to be done. There's more that I got to maintain. You know what I'm saying? I got to maintain the harvest. And I got to keep planting seeds, thoughts, vision. Water them with my attention, focus, discipline. Woo, come on, y'all. I'm in a space. Okay, let's see. Beverly says, the most profound statement I heard was when Ian Van Zandt said, you give from your overflow. Bless up. My take on it, you need to fill your cup first with life-giving tools. Yes. Yes. Give from the overflow. Speak, Beverly. Artez says, I stay on fire over here every time you speak. You better say that. All of it blessed to know you. Bless up, Artez. You know I'm sending love your way. D says, doing what's needed to get what you want and desire. Come on. Put it plain. Make it plain. That's the point I'm at. Recreating my entire lifestyle. Yes, I was there. Now I'm maintaining what I've built. and I'm adding unto. And I know that I got to stay on it because guess what? Anything can happen. Life happens. All right. Tiffany says, honoring my shift. Yes, honey. Honoring my shift. Confirmation for me. Bless up. I know I'm a little behind in the chat, you guys. Doing what you need to do. Okay, where you want to be. Yes, Christine. Yes, don't waste your winter. You already know, Tiffany. Maurice Mack says, do you need to go solo or you want to stay with your group? I am happy right where I am being present. I'm watching God work on my life and I'm keeping my vision in my space. So if ever there's a moment to shift, I'll be ready. And if not, then I'll be doing it simultaneously, right? This talk is fire, baby. Come on, right, Shanika? Maintain the harvest. Bless up. Thank you, Marquita. On the road. Yeah, man. Yes, a witness. Come on, Christine. Just witnessing today. No rights, no wrong, no judgment. Just observing today. What's that like? All right. Mike Madison says you have to have passion for your vision. How many of you tapped into your vision today? How many of you have a vision? Are you reaching for anything? Do you have an ideal that you are stretching into? Do you need to become more in order to have it? How many of you are doing that? All right, let's go to number 3. That was great. Good self-care, being social, good hygiene, getting dressed, getting rest, eating well, things we've been hearing, indulging in healthy activities like dancing or working out, any hobbies that you have. This is good self-care. That's self-love. How many of you don't get dressed decently unless you just gotta? Tell the truth. How many of you don't, majority of the time you're dressed like whatever? Now, is it okay for you to dress like that? Of course. You can do whatever you want. But could it benefit your psychological self to put care into who you are? And would you then behave a different way because you have given yourself that kind of care? And would you then possibly attract different experiences and people and situations because you present yourself a different way? There was a way I learned to call it getting dressed up for the universe. Sometimes we don't need, why do we need anything or anyone to make us feel like we just can look nice? Just by putting yourself together, would you carry yourself differently? Just by putting yourself together more and putting more effort into your appearance, would someone be attracted to speak to you that normally wouldn't? Just by putting yourself together, could a job opportunity find you just because you're well put together and somebody might want to speak to you just on the strength, and because of that a conversation starts and then the real reason you guys connected comes out or came out. Lisa says, I love myself, but high key, I don't care for myself. Beautiful. A shift, maybe. Maybe a shift is calling you. That's why you're hearing this. Makes me feel awesome just because, yes. Sorry. Yeah. I feel great. Sometimes I feel a little bit like, ooh, I don't know if I want to get that dressed up. It's a little much, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes I'm like, just, you never know who you might meet. And because you feel more confident in your appearance, what energy you might give off, who you might be willing to talk to because you feel like you're more well put together. You've given yourself better self-care. Beyond appearance, what about, right? Stay ready. I love it. What about going to being more social? How many of you are hermits and you're like, I want love, but you're not doing anything to put yourself out there to even attract it or be in a space to receive it? It's easy. I know it's easy to be a hermit. I've been one. But is it time to stretch? This is a measure of self-care, being more social. Putting yourself out there. Being willing to meet people even when it's uncomfortable. I don't know many people that do great things that stay in their comfort zone. I don't. Most of the things that I have accomplished that I might think are worth even talking about required me to come out of my comfort zone. Some of the people I needed to ask for help required me to come out of my comfort zone. There was no way I was going to get to this executive, or no way I was going to get to this person who's been super successful in an arena that I want to be involved with, unless I was like, okay, I'm going to ask. What's the worst they could tell me? No, I can survive a no. So let's get it. I can survive a no. Let's get it. But what I will have to endure if I don't go ask is that I never asked and I never gave myself a chance to even have it. I don't want to endure that. So I'd rather take the no over that if that's the choice. Maybe it ain't gonna be a no at all. Maybe it's like, hey, I see you. You're going hard. I want to help you. And it's not easy, I know that. But a lot of the greatest things that I've seen accomplished, a lot of the great people I am surrounded by, a lot of the people that are kicking life's, kicking it, they had to step out of their comfort zones constantly. Yeah. Okay, let me see what y'all saying. Let me see what y'all saying. Hey, y'all, welcome to the conversation. Ooh, y'all are talking today. D says, when one learns and knows who and what they are, that's all it takes to make changes. Bless up. How long I've been talking? I've been running off at the mouth for a cool one, huh? I may save the other ones for next week. Tamika says, excuse me, sometime I put on for whatever, but I don't care. I'm me. I heard that. Speak on it. It's Miss Lady says, surely when you get ready for the day, anything can come your way. I was taking a ride and speaking to someone about wearing my head wrap when I'm chilling and how it is unacceptable when I'm handling business or stepping out, period. Surely when you get ready for it. Yes. Interesting. Tamika says, when I dress up, I dress. Speak on it, mama. Love it. Working from home. Hey, Tiffany, let's see what you're saying. Working from home. Sorry. It's easy to just stay in my sweats, no makeup, etc. But for me, doing my regular routine of getting ready, putting on my makeup, etc. gives me time to listen to my personal development. Yes. And then my soul feels more full and energetically, I feel more ready to conquer the day. Use these times. You see how she just said that she basically she's not just standing there doing her makeup. She's letting something feed her while she's doing her makeup. Same thing I do when I'm driving. You guys see me put up these posts like I'm turning my car into a mobile university. I'm not just going to be up in here doing nothing. Sometimes I like it to be silent. It's either silent in here so my thoughts can have space to breathe and talk to me, so that the prayers that I've sent out into the world can come back and give an answer to me. And then other times I am feeding myself while I'm doing something else. I am multiplying, doubling down on what's possible in this moment. Feel me? Love it. Christine says, I am half, but coming out of the comfort zone. Bless up, Christine. That's all it takes. Guilty of being a hermit at times. Oh, so many of us are, dear. Be your best self. Bless up, Tamika. Yes. Christine says, doing different, feeling different. Come on. So much wisdom in such a short phrase. Leveling up like Sierra song. Yes. Tiffany says, got to get comfortable being uncomfortable all day, every day. I don't know what else to say. Rob C says, you're very positive to us and in vogue. Thank you, Rob. Yo. I've been running off at the mouth for a minute, and this has been so powerful that I think I'm going to let it go. You all have contributed to this conversation in such a major and awesome way. Shout out to being a part of it. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. Thank you for opening your heart. Thank you for being transparent. Thank you for letting us into your world so that we can all stretch and grow because of it. Thank you so much, everybody. So unless you guys have, I guess I'll leave a space open for you guys to ask me a question before I get out of here. But this has been such a fruitful conversation today to me. The energy feels electric. I'm like, woo, I got it. It's right here in my chest. And it's, oh, man. So it's good. Peace out. Yes, bless up, Maurice. I hope you guys enjoyed today's conversation. I thought it was fantastic. So phenomenal, Coach. Love and gratitude. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you for sharing, lady. Thank you so much. So much good stuff, good information from you. Lisa says, thank you. May God be a shield and protection over you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shanika. Okay, y'all. Y'all know I'm sending love out. I hope you enjoyed today's talk. I'll see you next week. Yes, Miss Lady. Until next time, you guys. Bye.